Hello students, this is the part 3 or the third video of the chapter Towns, Traders and the Craftspeople. So now we are going to start the topic Crafts in Towns. The craftspersons of Bidar were also famed for their inlay work in copper and silver that it came to be called Bidri. Now, the Panchals or the Vishwakarma community, which consisted of goldsmiths, bronzesmiths, blacksmiths, masons, and carpenters, were essential to the building of the temples. They also played an important role in the construction of palaces, big buildings, tanks, reservoirs. So basically, it was the people of these two communities, which were very important. Similarly, weavers such as now weaver communities like Saliyar and Kaikolars emerged as prosperous. Prosperous means rich communities, making donations to the temples. Some aspects of cloth making like cotton cleaning, spinning, dyeing became specialized and independent crafts. So basically, these were the activities done by separate communities themselves. So basically, there were some communities or some people which are involved in cleaning the cotton or washing the cotton. Some were involved only in the spinning activity. Some were involved in dyeing of the cotton cloth, etc. Okay, let us look at this box. The changing fortunes of towns. Some towns like Ahmedabad in Gujarat went on to become major commercial cities, but others like Thanjavur shrank in size and importance over the centuries. So basically, Thanjavur was earlier a very important city, but later on its importance declined. Murshidabad in West Bengal on the banks of the Bhagirathi, which rose to prominence as a center of silk and became the capital of Bengal in 1704, declined in the course of the century as the weavers faced competition from cheap mill-made cloth from England. So basically, during 1704, it was a very important city, but after 100 years, the city actually declined. Why? Because the cotton from Britain, cotton which was made in Britain, had actually flooded or was in the market. Okay, let us now have a closer look at these three cities Hampi, Masulipatanam, and Surat. The architectural splendor of Hampi. So, basically, the first city we have is Hampi. Hampi is located in Krishna Tungabhadra basin, which formed the nucleus of the Vijayanagar Empire. So basically, it belonged to which empire? Vijayanagar Empire, founded in 1336. The magnificent ruins at Hampi reveal a well fortified city. Fortified means a city having big walls made up of bricks. No mortar or cementing agent was used in the construction of these walls, and the technique followed was to wedge them together by interlocking. The architecture of Hampi was distinctive. Distinctive means very unique or different. The buildings in the royal complex had splendid arches. Arches are like this. Domes. Domes are basically these type of structures. And pillared halls or halls with a lot of pillars with niches for holding sculptures. They also had well planned orchards and pleasure gardens with sculpted motifs such as the lotus and the corbels. In its heyday in the 15th, 16th centuries, Hampi bustled with the commercial and cultural activities. So basically, during 15th and 16th century, the streets of Hampi were very busy. A lot of activities activities both commercial and cultural were going on in Hampi. Muslim merchants, chettis, and agents of European traders such as the Portuguese thronged the markets of Hampi. Thronged means filled up the market of Hampi. Now, coming to the next paragraph. Temples were the hub of cultural activities and Devadasis. Devadasis means temple dancers performed before the deity or the god or goddess, royalty, and the masses in many pillared halls in the Virupaksha, a form of Shiva temple. In which temple? Virupaksha temple. Please remember the name of this temple. The Mahanavami festival, known today as Navratri in the south, was one of the most important festivals celebrated in Hampi. The archaeologists have found the Mahanavami platform where the king received guests and accepted tribute from subordinate chiefs. From here, he also watched dance and music performances as well as wrestling bouts. Hampi fell into ruin during the defeat of Vijayanagar in 1565 by the Deccani Sultans, the rulers of Golconda, Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Berar, and Bidar. So, like all the other towns and cities, even Hampi declined with the time. Let us now look at another city which is a gateway to the west, that is Surat. Surat in Gujarat was the emporium of Western trade. What is the meaning of emporium? Emporium is a place where goods from diverse production centers are brought and sold. So basically, a lot of commercial activities took place in Surat during the Mughal period, along with Cambay, today's Kambat, and somewhat later Ahmedabad. Surat was the gateway for trade with West Asia via Gulf of Hormuz. Surat has also been called the gate to Mecca because many pilgrim ships set sail from here. Now, the city of Surat was cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan means modern city, and people of all castes and creeds lived there. In the 17th century, the Portuguese, Dutch, and English had their factories and warehouses in the Surat. According to English chronicler Ovington, who wrote an account of the port in 1689, on average, 100 ships of different countries could be found anchored at the port at any given time. So basically, the port of Surat was so busy, it was such a busy city. There were also also several retail and wholesale shops selling cotton textile. The textile of Surat were famous for gold lace borders known as zari and had a market in the West Asia, Africa, and Europe. So basically, textiles from Surat were exported to different countries. The state built numerous rest houses to take care of the needs of the people who were coming from all over the world to Surat. There were magnificent or big buildings and innumerable pleasure parks. The Kathiawar Seths or the Mahajans or money changers had huge banking houses at Surat. It is noteworthy that the Surat Hundis were honored in the far off markets of Cairo in Egypt, Basra in Iraq, and Antwerp in Belgium. Let us look at what Hundis are. A hundi is a note recording a deposit made by a person. Basically, it's kind of a register or where it is written whenever somebody deposits the money, the note is made or the entry is made. The amount deposited can be claimed in another place by presenting record of the deposit. Now, however, Surat began to decline towards the end of 17th century. This was because of many factors. So let us look why Surat declined. Loss of markets and productivity because of the decline of the Mughal Empire. Second reason is control of sea routes by the Portuguese and competition from Bombay, where English East India Company shifted its headquarters in 1668. Today, Surat is a bustling commercial center.